Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Lunchtime with Anna with
Desiree, and
Anna.
um, so first of all, I'd like to say that we're doing the Stop the Violence this Sunday at um, at Piedmont Park. Um, we would love to have each and every one of you guys drop by. It's going to be good stuff. Every culture you can think of, every nationality. And Damita Bishop with F.A.I.R will be on later today around 12:30 to talk about the event that's going to be going on. So we're really excited about that. We're really excited to support her on that. Your very own Lunchtime with Anna will be there. I will be a guest speaker as well as I will be praying. So I'm really excited, and I hope to see you guys there again. So today's show is about
Domestic violence.
it being Domestic Violence Month. I think it's very important and very crucial that we talk about this anywhere from any walk of life that you can go through domestic violence. Um, you a lot of times you will ask yourself, how did I end up here? What happened? Um, think about if you've ever been in this situation, what what could have been different? Because I asked myself, what could I have done different? Was it me? Was it something I did? So,
What are red flags of domestic violence?
ask yourself, what are some of the red flags? What do you think that they are, Desiree? You don't know? Huh?
Verbal.
So there can be verbal things like I'm not going to deal with you right now. Walk out the room, make you feel miserable about yourself. That's a type of abuse. You have hitting. You actually have subtle things such as, why are you wearing that? Look, I'm gonna wear what I'm gonna wear, and nobody's gonna tell me what to wear, period. You also have belittling you, like you're not good enough to do anything, like what you do is not good enough, not cool enough, not whatever. So that's also a sign of domestic violence. You have rape while you're in the relationship. Yes, this really happens. You also have the violence itself, putting their hands on you. Hola Juan, ¿cómo estás? So these are things that we all go through, or maybe have gone through. For me, not for Desiree, right? So what can we do, I asked myself, to make sure we don't end up here? I was very sheltered. I was very much inside the house. I didn't understand what those signs were. I didn't understand when somebody turned around and they were like, Anna, when I was told by this person, right? Anna, I don't like what you're wearing. Change. And I would actually change. I thought that there was something wrong with my outfit. And like I said, today I'm wearing some shorts right now with my shirt. Ain't nobody telling me what to wear or not wear. Things like, you can't do anything right. You don't even know how to do anything right. I'll drive you. You don't need to drive yourself to work. These are all signs that will escalate to domestic violence. Why should you have to count on a guy? And I'm not saying there's not good guys out there. Okay, I'm saying when you're in these situations that says, things like that to you. Why can't you have your own vehicle? Why can't you have your own phone under your name? Or what are they going to do? Just cut it off whenever they feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, are there any questions that you have for me, Desiree?
What would you say to your younger self?
That's a good question. What I would say is, Anna, be more alert. Have older people around you that can see the signs, and have people that you could talk to honestly before it escalates. I think that would be the best answer I could give a younger me. Because there was a lot that came with it. And I don't mind talking about it. You can ask whatever questions you like, Desiree.
Um,
Now, I have a question for you. If you saw one of your friends in one of these situations, what would you do?
to do is try to talk to them. But if they don't listen, I mean, some people are stubborn and they'll have to learn. But you could try to talk to them, tell them that don't look right. Hopefully they listen, or
That's true. But what if they're afraid?
there's a difference between afraid and not listening. So if they're afraid, the best thing you could do is help them out to get out of that situation.
What if they never say anything?
I'm pretty sure you could tell, unless if it's physical, you could tell, but if it's verbal,
And she's absolutely right. A lot of times you can tell. Um, it's tough, a very tough situation. And you're right, Christine. A lot of times these young ladies or these men are afraid. There's some ladies that be abusing men. I've seen it myself firsthand, and I'm like, why would you do that? But they do. So for me, I just think maybe opening up slowly but surely, and don't think that if they don't get away, it's not because they don't want help or whatever, because I truly believe that they do want it. They just don't know how to leave, right? That situation that they're in.
There's that Medea movie where the guy, he was rich, but what's that thing called? He would hit his wife, and the mom thought she was just a perfect child, so she thought the man was perfect, and she pushed her other daughter away. But her other daughter ended up having the perfect Prince Charming, I guess you would call it. And so turns out they ended up not getting married, and then her other daughter ended up getting married. But the mom didn't like the other daughter.
And but you see how everybody turned, and I see where you're going with it. Everybody kind of overlooked it because he had money. For it seems like for society, that foolery helps people think to themselves, yeah, he's a good guy, or she's a good girl because she doesn't do this or that. And that's where you've got to look at those signs. You've got to see, is she talking to me? Or if we do something like funny, is she nervous, or she's nervous that her phone died or anything like that? Because those are signs that they are trying to overpower you, the person, or they're doing it already. They're already hitting that person. Anything else that you'd like to add, or any other questions that you have for me, Desiree? Oh yeah, and you guys, this is my baby. This is Desiree. She's almost 18. She's proud. She told me, she goes, Mom, less than a month. And she'll be 18. Um, there are times I try to reach out for help, but yeah, and that's a lot of times that does happen. That does happen.
That's what happened in the movie.
Absolutely. Um, is there anything else that you think, Desiree, or that you think you'd like to ask me, so forth, so on?
Um, I don't really have any questions per se, but did you talk about your event
Which event?
that you just did?
No. Okay. So this past weekend, thank you, Desiree. We did an event on on domestic violence. Thank you so much, Cassandra. Desiree, do you mind getting like the bag real quick? I should have put on the shirt. Um, so um she's dressed with the top up, like I do a lot of times on my show. But anyways, so this weekend we had an event, and thank you so much, Cassandra Green, for giving me that opportunity to voice out domestic violence. This week, what I wanted to do was kind of have Desiree interview me, and we would talk about what I've been through. Domestic violence, when it started for me, it was very subtle. I was a princess. Anything I wanted, I got. It took 3 years for this person to start changing. And once they did, um, this is a beautiful shirt that I got. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to put it on and sport it for them. But anyways, I when I went through this, I told myself, I said, Anna, why tell you can't do this? Or why get so upset saying, I'm going to kill myself if you leave me? And I couldn't understand certain things because I didn't see that at home. How is Papa? Calm, cool, and collective, right? My dad was very chillax. So I wasn't used to that. To me, it just kind of threw me off, like, I don't understand what's going on here. So then what takes place is, he would give me stuff and then he would break it. How do you give somebody, let's say, a nice outfit, $200 outfit, and then just break it because you're mad at me? Like, it was that, and that's intimidating, as you could imagine, because I'm not used to that going on in my life. And you guys, anybody who knows me back then, I was like 100 pounds soaking wet. That's it. 100 pounds. You're tall as can be, and sit here and take advantage of a woman. It's disgusting and it's disturbing. After that, I would catch him cheating. And because he got caught cheating, Desiree, you're not going to believe this. He got mad at me and wanted to fight with me. What's that? Who does that? I mean, like, really? You want to fight me because you did something wrong? And it took me many years to realize that it was a power trip for him. It was about, how can I control Anna and what she does? How can I break her down? and who she is. And I didn't understand that at that point in my life, but I do today. Does that make sense to you? Then I turn around, and after that, it got worse. You would think it got easier. It got worse. After that, I turn around. I'm slowly secluded from family and friends. Slowly but surely. Everything had to be in his name. Just everything slowly but surely secluded. Eventually, there was no touch with anybody, just every so often. And I think people just thought she doesn't want to talk to anybody, when in all actuality, I was seeking help, you know, and hoping somebody would ask, Anna, how can I help you? You know, then after that, we turn around and it gets even worse. There's drug addiction, not on my side, but on his side. Now, not only are you abusive because you already have this tendency in you, but now you're sitting here and you're doing drugs as well. That's not a good mix, guys. That's not a good mix. I slowly saw everything in front of me just demising, just demising. I then turn around and people will ask themselves, how do you stay with somebody who put you in the hospital? It was more than once. I almost died. I almost died. Can you just imagine? I wouldn't have this beautiful girl, my handsome son, wouldn't be around, or even Anides, my oldest, would not be around. However, I fought and fought with myself. Does that make sense? With myself to see how can I survive through this? And the worst part about it was that he was so sick and twisted. He would say, I made her who she is. She'll snap on you so quick. She'll come after you and hurt you. So you're so sick and twisted that the anger that you've given me from suppressing me, you believe is making me more violent. If anything, I would tell myself, how do I get away from this? How? My dear Father, how can you help me get away from this? We then turn around. It's even getting worse. Worse. I'm secluded. Nothing's in my name. No vehicles, no nothing. I couldn't understand how I ended up here. Then there's forced sexual assaults. As if everything else, the hitting, the verbal abuse, mental abuse, was not bad enough. Now, people don't believe that this can happen. I actually spoke to a few people about this. You know what they said to me? That can't happen if you're with somebody. And I got really sad. I said, yes, I'm really going through this. I'm really going through this. And they were just like, whatever. No, there's no way. There's no way. I then turned around and I couldn't understand, how does somebody who says they love you and profess their love to you to the world do all these things? Women, hitting, drugs, you name it, it was going on up there. How? How? I was so lost. But see, we have our Father. I was so lost that I then turn around and I'm like, God, I can't do this no more. I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. I am so sick and tired of this miserable life that I have. Why was it even allowed to be born? Take me out of this earth or take them far, far, far away from me. You know what happens next? I turn around. I grab a weapon, something I'm not proud of, because I might not be here today. I put it to my head and it jammed. Fortunately for me, I don't know how to use them. So that was my father saying, there's going to be a solution. Eventually, and I won't go into detail because I don't want to put names out there, but anybody who knows, right? Eventually, this person just left because they cheated. So the other person probably thought they hit the jackpot, but it was the total opposite. That's not the jackpot. A nightmare is not the jackpot. I was so happy that our Father gave me a second chance at life, a second chance to really to get a chance to not let other women go through this. But then you would think, okay, you got out, you're fine, right? No, it wasn't that easy. You see, all of that abuse put what I call a gag order over my mouth. What did you know me to do? I didn't want to be around people, go to work, come back home, not deal with anybody except my children, my parents, maybe my siblings. That was it, right? So what happens then is that I close myself in. You see, the enemy was getting what he wanted, but it took over 10 years of breaking me down, breaking me. Because when you're in these situations, you almost feel like if he loves me, if he didn't love me, then you're confused. Why would he do this? Or maybe he does do this because he loves me and maybe I did do something. And no, you didn't do anything. Dress how you want to dress. And I'm not saying don't, be wild or crazy or whatever, but be you. Say what you want to say with your head up high and so forth, so on. I then turn around for 20 years. I was me. I slowly started getting elevated through the church. I've been a born again Christian for 26 years now, going on 27. I then turn around and I start slowly being elevated in the church to do this, to do that. And I would never say no to my father's work because my father is my father. To this day, do I ever say no? If anybody asks me, if it's got to do with my father, I'm there, blind. Okay. So then I turn around and I'm in the church. I'm elevating. I'm doing more. I then turn around after that and I start getting asked to do things out in public. I would literally tremble. I would say, I don't want to do this. I don't like talking in front of people, this and that and that. But it was almost like that's what the enemy wanted. I continued overcoming. And you guys, and I've actually said this last night. While I would do lunchtime with Anna, I would be nervous, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I would tremble. The show you guys watch every Wednesday for the last almost 3 years. Yeah, I would tremble. Then when I would have to speak out in public, I would tremble. But I continue doing things. The attacks have been left and right. You've had people do some really mean stuff that, I pray God continues to bless them and God continues to bless whatever they're doing in their life, to try to get me back on that point. Today, I do deal with epilepsy, which I don't claim it. I do have it on 3 parts of my head due to the abuse, the physical abuse. I do have right side damage, which causes weakness on my right side of my body. And that's why a lot of times you'll see me walk kind of with a limp, not so obvious, but yes, kind of. And it's because of that. Those are the later consequences done to my actual physical body, not to mention mental. CPTSD is real. Mental health is real. Anxiety is real. Panic attacks are real. I fight through all this each and every day. And I'm not ashamed to say who I am. I'm not ashamed to say what I've been through. Because of that, I have learned that sometimes, just sometimes, the enemy will put us through these obstacles, right? Because I don't even say our Father never wants us hurt, through these obstacles that we won't even understand. However, when we do understand, we realize, you know what? This had to happen because I needed to be able to do my Father's work the way it needed to be done. Ladies, if any man attempts to even control anything, I don't care if it's something checking your phone, I don't care if it's looking inside your purse. There should be none of that. That's your space. Period. Period. Well, period. And thank you for that, Christine, because it was a nightmare for me throughout those years. It's becoming easier and easier to talk about what I've been through. When I see someone with that bully personality, it doesn't rub off well with me. I'll try to work with you and I'll try to let our Father uh, uh, knock some sense into you, right? Because we're working through Christ. But when there's bullies, they eventually get everybody to not want to be around them because you're worthless. You're worthless. That's what you do. You hit on women. You pry on people weaker than you. So, with that being said, I had to ask, okay, what um what can we do to change this? There's many women out there. Believe it or not, Desiree, I see women beat up on men like they were Evander Holyfield or Mike Tyson back in the 80s, and the man just sits there and they put up with it. And this is real. This is real. If you notice that your daughter or your son is kind of getting distant and spending more time with that person, kind of come around more often, because you don't know what can really be the what's or the ifs. I always recommend for people to be close to family because I was very secluded from family. In fact, I was with him and his people. So I was stuck. That's the last thing any of you guys, or the last situation any of you guys want to put yourself in, because they'll act like Prince Charming, this and that at the beginning, and then you slowly, subtly start seeing signs and symptoms. I I'm very grateful to be alive, to be able to do and talk to you people out there about what I've experienced, how I've been able to overcome, and how I still struggle with dealing with the public. You know, I want to continue to help, right? Anybody in any way possible when it comes to domestic violence. Um, and that's very true, Christy. They do. They make you to be the crazy one. Sometimes the police would come over because maybe a neighbor would call them. You know, and with that, I want to tell you guys something. One time, he beat me so bad. It nearly looked like I had a horrendous car accident because I was bruised literally from head to toe. There was a time, and I'm not ashamed to talk about this now because this really happens. He choked me out so bad. Now imagine a tall, strong guy, little mini 5'4" and 100 pounds soaking wet, if that, and choked me so hard. I just woke up confused, and all I saw was him. Like, it was blurry, but I saw him. And I told him, "You just tried to kill me." I thought to myself, I need to leave. If I don't leave, I'm gonna die, because it just was getting bolder and bolder and bolder. He then turned around and would not let me out. I jumped out a window, and tried to get out of there. Anyways, with that being said, God bless each and every one of you guys. I have the second part of the show coming on with Damita. Desiree, thank you so much for coming here and helping me out. Tell them how they can reach you on your YouTube and on your Instagram, the ones that you have or whatever, if you'd like them to follow you or whatever.
Subscribe to my couple's YouTube at Desiree and the and sign Ben, and then our couple's page at the For Lifers, DA For Lifers with 5 S's.
Yes.
And subscribe, watch our videos, tune in because more is coming soon.
Yes. And that's her and Ben's. They have an awesome video about because he's Haitian and she's Puerto Rican, about culture, multiracial differences, and how that the families cope with that and stuff like that. So yes, please be sure to subscribe, like, share, whatever. They do really good, and they work great together. So please, my followers, follow them. They're gonna have some type of something with Lunchtime with Anna. They're going to be asking me questions, or I don't know what she was saying, but yes, I told her I'll do it with anything for my children. So thank you so much, Desiree, for taking the time to come on. So now, to stop the violence, so Desiree and Nathaniel will be there with me. Of course, they're everywhere I go for the Stop the Violence event. Damita with F.A.I.R, Damita Bishop. She is amazing, and I tell her she's my partner organization, sister organization, even though we're two different totally organizations. So I'm going to include her now. There she goes. Okay. Hey, Damita. You're probably on mute. Damita? Are you there? I think she's on mute. Push the microphone button.
Go out.
There you go. I hear you. I lost you. Are you there? Damita? Okay, I think she's going out and coming back in. So while we're waiting on her, um, this event for Stop the Violence, this is coming Sunday. She is going to have so many people there. The greatest thing about this is that she has worked on this all by herself. And I'm actually going to go to her page so that I'm able to see while she can come back on what exactly she's got going on. There she goes. She's back in.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. I'm sorry. I could not. It kicked me out. I don't know what's going on, but how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was telling a quick domestic violence, my story. And I know you have a story as well.
Mhm.
And maybe one day you can come back and help other young ladies um, on domestic violence with recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And since I knew you were coming on with Stop the Violence, I said, well, let's just put it together. Tell us about this event that you have coming up in on Sunday.
Yes. We're all excited about it, and Anna's blessing us with her presence to come and speak and all that. But we're starting with bullying, and we're working our way all the way up. So we're going to talk about bullying, child abuse, domestic violence, sex trafficking, rape, gun violence, robbery, and all the way up to the prison system. And the reason why is because it seems like since 2019, all of this has been on a rise, especially during our when we had to quarantine. It seemed like a lot of domestic violence and a lot of children were losing their lives because well, there's no reason for any of it, but it just seems like during the quarantine, domestic violence and child abuse hit a all-time high. And then coming out of the quarantine, gun violence has just really been ridiculous. In Atlanta itself, it's been from under the bridges with the homeless community all the way up to the $1 million estates. So it's like no one is escaping it. So we decided to put this event together and bring everybody together because everybody wants to be together. They don't want to be separated. That's pretty
Damita,
much it.
I want you to know what
Yes.
you're doing for the community aside, because FAIR is for her human justice organization. Aside from the
Yes.
wonderful work you do there as a leader, and I say as my partner and my sister, right? Um,
Yes.
that I see you. Because sometimes we need to hear that.
Thank
I
you.
see you, and I'm very proud to say you're my sister. Also, Damita, can you tell them some of the guests that will be performing there, that will be at this event? And I must say, Damita did this from beginning to end to whatever we see Sunday, all on her own. I've seen the post. Um, Damita,
You
tell us
you
about
watched it
it.
grow from an idea.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, tell
And
us
before
all
I say
about
that, yes, and I want to thank you because you were one of the first ones that I asked, and you jumped on board immediately. It took some people a while. And then when they saw how it grown, then it was, oh yeah, I want to do it. But I had filled positions already.
it.
But Anna on the day one, I said, "Hey, I have this idea." She was like, "Yeah, count me in," and I appreciate you for that. But organization wise, we have Bikers Against Abuse, um, Stop Traffic, Nation of Hope, Plus Nation, coming from out of state to be here. Oh God, Street Groomers. It's so many of them. Oh goodness. Oh Lord, it's so many. Forgive me if any of you are watching. But I'm gonna be like, you forgot me performing. We have local artists. We have Milka, who is kind of a neo soul singer. We got Fuji's Forecast, who is like a little rock band. Um, we have Chelsea Shag, who is a contemporary artist. We got the 13 Disciples, I think they're called, and they're a gospel group.
Oh, awesome.
We have some rap artists. We have a lot. So we're gonna let you're gonna be entertained. We got the artists to come perform, so you won't get bored with all the talking, and to kind of keep it entertaining. We also have some people who have been victimized that you've seen on the news. Kendrick Johnson, the one who was rolled up in the mat, his mother
Yes.
is coming to speak about his death, and how she still needs the community support. You've seen me post Matthew Baker Jr. a lot, and his mother's coming to talk about his wrongful incarceration and how he's facing the death penalty. We have another one whose son was shot in the back by police. Miss Bayard, I forgot what her first name was, but she's talking about her son Josiah Bayard's being murdered by the police. I've also invited some police out to talk about how they're healing the communities in their area, how they're trying to heal the relationship with the police and the communities. Because I told them, when we were growing up, people actually grew up and wanted to be police officers. You don't hear children
Mhm,
say that no more. It's almost like it's just as bad to be a police officer as it is to be in a gang. And that's not what we want, because now
mhm,
we have a shortage of, and the violence is up so high, and it's just getting
mhm.
worse. So we need them, but we need them to be on our side. We don't need to be against them. So that's pretty much it. We have a good lineup coming. Over 30 people between the speakers and the performers. So we're excited. It's been a lot, and just ready for that day to come.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, Damita, um, when I would hear, okay, so and so, and not hear because I would read it, and I'm like, okay, Damita, yay, you're doing your thing. That's my girl. Go ahead, keep it up. And that's what it's about. Like, and Damita actually put a post about fixing each other's crown and fixing a plate for each other, right? Same thing, fixing your crown and being there.
Right.
Okay, give the event, Kira, is going to be at Piedmont Park. Go ahead and give the information, Demita, because they're asking. I don't know if you could see what they actually write on there or
Yes,
not.
I can. It's going to be this Sunday at Piedmont Park from 2:30 to 6:30, and it's free. So I wanted to kind of touch on what you just said. One of the biggest things that our goal was, you and I talked about this a lot, was getting everyone to come together.
Mm-hmm,
Speaking to a lot of the people, I told you I ride share drive to put money in my pocket. But when just talking to the community, I learned that no matter what race they are, no matter what religion they are, we really all want to be together again. And it seems like
absolutely.
over the last 5 years, we've moved more towards segregation again. In our communities, it's uncomfortable to talk to each other because you don't want to offend the next person. It's a lot. But everyone who I spoke with, no matter where they come from or who they are, they know they don't want to be divided anymore. They miss it when we were a little bit closer together. And
Mm-hmm,
so that was the end goal of Stop the Violence. I tell them a Stop the Violence rally is not going to stop the violence the next day. We're basically addressing it, seeing which organizations are out there, and there's lots of them. I have people on waiting lists trying to still be a part of this. So it's more organizations out there than I even knew about them, and I wanted the community to see who they are, fund them or support them, help them, whatever you can do, so that we're helping our police keep a control over this. Um, and then there's organizations out there that assist you if you're a victim of violence. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. those out there. Control what another person does. We know what's contributing to why people are committing crimes, or we think we know, but we can only control ourselves. And, if you don't want to be divided, don't be divided. Let's come together. Let's, you and I, we and them, bring ourselves back together, because we do feel like the powers that be are keeping us divided, but we don't have to let them.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And um, Damita, while you are on here, Kira is a close friend of mine as well. She's also got an organization for children, young women and young teenagers whom get pregnant, and helps out with the community a lot with that. I have a few other people that I'd like to connect you with that are absolutely amazing and doing things nationwide for the community. So I will be sure to connect you to some of these people as well, because they're amazing souls. As most people know, I don't make a connection unless you're a person of good face, because I am not going
yes,
to be embarrassed.
right, exactly.
I am not going to be embarrassed. So
Exactly. I know you. Right.
so, I'm real big on character and integrity. So, yeah. So, and you want to know something,
Mhm.
Damita, and I think it's very interesting. I love you too, Kira. Um, I think that it's absolutely mm, amazing how people will connect. A few years ago, I'd say about 2 years
Yes.
ago, might have been a little bit less. Somebody wanted to connect me to the child's mom. I think it's down south. Is it Kelvin or Kevin?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, the child that
I'm
got rolled
sorry.
up in the mat at school.
Oh,
Um,
Kendrick.
Kendrick. I'm really bad with names. Okay, so someone had called me. They asked me. They said his mother wanted to
Kendrick.
keep Kendrick. Yes, his mother wanted to keep the interview. Wanted to keep the story out. Whatever. This was a year or two ago, right? Well, right before the person was going to connect the interview, the
Right.
person passed away, which was very unfortunate because I didn't know then how to get in contact with his mother, um, to be able to keep her son's story out, because what went on with her child is disgraceful. Anybody who knows the story, that was down
Definitely.
south. Was that in Valdosta or was it Augusta? Um,
I
Damita.
want to say Valdosta. I
I
want to say
do
it was
too.
Valdosta, and they're trying to say it was an accident. That is
No.
him accidentally rolling himself in a mat like that. Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, that's not happening. So I just it's gonna be something wonderful, and it's for the positive of the community. Please, if you're out there, it's a good time to meet people, to go ahead and exchange information, and she's giving you this for free. It's really a platform. And Damita is absolutely exceptional with her FAIR organization. She gives 200%. She is like me with We See You. She gives 200%. There is no in between. So I am just excited and cannot wait for this event Sunday. Again,
Yes.
do they need to bring chairs? Do they need to bring anything just so that they're aware, or as far as
Yes, definitely.
are they allowed
Yes,
to bring like a cooler and
I
all
would
that
say
stuff?
bring a lawn.
I'm sorry?
I would say bring a lawn chair, and I would say bring lawn chair, blanket, something to sit on,
Okay.
and also, there is, they do serve food. Budget, bring you a cooler with snacks for your family. We'll be next to the playground. So if you have small children, you can try to get a seat next to the playground so that they can kind of play if they're getting antsy, and you can still see us. I went and sat on the ground by the playground and I was still able to look up and see the lady that I asked to stand there to see if I could see her. But yeah, bring you something. It's a 4 hour event, but I think you're going to be entertained the entire time. You're not going to want to leave. So stay. Bring your lawn chair. Bring a blanket. Bring water, snacks, everything you need to be comfortable. And the weather is going to be 73 degrees that day, so it shouldn't be too hot. Now
That's what I was
parking,
gonna say. The weather's perfect this time of year.
exactly. Yes.
They're
So
asking
as
about
far as
parking.
okay, so parking, park Piedmont doesn't have parking at the thing. So you're gonna have to park in a parking deck. So that's the bad part. But you may have to pay to park. Or, on the side streets, if you're lucky enough to get one of those spaces on the side street, those are free. Other than that, you are gonna have to get parking, and then walk to the park. So I do apologize for that, but that's like the best we can do. I've told some people you can probably get cheaper parking away and then just have an Uber take you to the park. That way you don't have to walk that far. Once you get to the front of the park, it's like a 2 to 3 minute walk, depending on how fast you walk, to get to the Mayor's Grove. There's no signs saying Mayor's Grove, so you'll be looking for the playground.
Um, and Damita, um, I just again,
Hello?
you guys,
Okay.
did we lose you?
No, I hear you now.
Yes, I can pick you up from the hotel, Christy.
Now, am I allowed to tell them what's been kind of going on,
You
Anna?
can, Damita, the floor is yours. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You
Okay.
know what? If there's any followers, I just didn't want to tell your business, but if there's any followers
Okay.
that might be interested, they might be able to help. Never
Yeah.
know.
So, well, the Atlanta Parks and Recreation has been fighting me over this event, and by God's grace, I've won, and I've jumped over every hurdle that they tried to throw in my way leading up to last night. So now I just got a text while I was on the show of somebody reached out to me. So hopefully that's the answer I need about the post security. But yeah, so first it was, you didn't um, fill out the COVID forms, and I did, and I showed them the facts where they received it. And then it was we didn't tell them about amplified sound, and I said, well, I paid you for amplified sound, so why didn't you do your job? So then they let me have that back. And then it was, well, you need either police or um, state funded security, state licensed security. And I found state licensed security. So last night it was like, well, they're not post certified. Well, only the police are going to be post certified. So if that's what you wanted, you should have said, get the police. I just found out right before your show that Piedmont has all of that already in place. So why they're being so difficult with me, I don't know. But I'm not going to give up. I think that I honestly, to be honest, believe they're going to fight me all the way up until the minute the show starts.
Hmm.
But I'm doing everything they ask. I applied for this event July 28th when Kimberly Inez was killed in the park with her dog, and they could have told me all this on that day, but no, they wait until the weeks go. They actually started telling me all my stipulations in the month of October, the closer it gets to the event. Now they have stipulations, but they didn't tell me this in September. I thought, I'm good, I'm all squared away. Let's get all my ducks in a row as far as sound and artists. And then here they come with the you know what. And last night, some of the politicians was telling me that it's political, it's bigger than me, and that I need to just give it up. And I told them the worst thing you can do for me is tell me something is bigger than me. Excuse me, because I read the Bible. And the Bible said all man is created equal. And all these stipulations is created by man. So it's not bigger than me. It can be dealt with. And
That's right.
the
And,
only thing
and
bigger
and
than me
go ahead, Damita.
is God. I said the only thing
Amen.
bigger than me is God. And I said because the man under the bridge is equal to me, and I'm equal to the man in the $1 million estates. So I'm not going down without a fight because this is a righteous event. We're all excited, and I'm not shutting it down. because I
Amen.
have no reason to. I've done everything they've asked me to. Every day they ask me to do something else, and I'm going to do that too. It's exhausting, but I'm not giving up because God would not get me over those hurdles if He wanted me to give up.
Amen.
So
Amen.
just thought I'd put that out there.
And I want you guys to know, I waited for Damita to say it. Anna has been a listening ear and
Yes,
walked her
let me
through
tell
all
you,
of this.
Anna has been my therapist through all of their BS. I call Anna crying. I call Anna mad. I think I've even cussed sometimes because I'm so mad.
And
And
it's okay. It's
Anna
okay.
has been like,
It
"It's okay.
happens.
We pray." And she said,
It,
"It's okay. It's okay. You're fine."
it happens. And you want to know what's funny about it, Damita? I call you, normally I call Kira when I'm like, Kira. And Kira's like,
Right,
might walk me through the situation. We all have that one person that helps us walk through the
right,
situation and get us there slowly but surely.
right.
I
Because
try
I
to
call you because everyone else I call tells me to quit, and that's not what you're not going to tell me to quit. I'm
never.
not a quitter. I tell them I was a preemie. I was a preemie at birth, so I came into the world fighting. I'm used to fighting. Quitting, I'm not used
Amen.
to. I have to lose. I actually have to lose the fight, but I'm not gonna quit.
Amen. And why tell somebody to quit? Just keep going, keep doing the right thing because it's gonna happen. And I think more and more people will be that much more interested in making it
Mhm.
there, especially after hearing
Right.
this. Once they start sharing and whatnot, the show, they're gonna be interested and want to be part of this. And I'm going to tell you, she's done this from A to Z. When I tell you guys alone, I told her, I
Exactly.
said, next time, get you a few organizations, and do that mutually and kind of take some of those jobs away from yourself. But for that reason, I couldn't miss this event for the world. There's like a Damita, and I have to give her props that day when I have the mic because what she's done is outstanding. And I have to say it here on my platform.
Thank
Damita,
you.
I've watched every single step. I didn't even know I was the first. I think she said I was the first or second person that she ran it across, and I jumped right in. And for anybody doing the right thing, I support you 2,000%. You're not doing the right thing, I will walk away. That's who I am. And her cause is amazing. These people coming from out of state, you got local artists. I mean, this is what our community needs as Latinos, Asians,
Exactly.
Caucasians, our African American brothers and sisters, everybody. This is what we
Everybody.
need. So if you're not doing anything on Sunday, you can give the information again, Damita.
Yes, if you're not doing anything, please, we're all family. This is about us and our communities. It's going to be at Piedmont Park in Atlanta from 2:30 to 6:30, and I'm riding the clock out since they charged me because it was supposed to be 3 to 6, but I'm going to take every second of that time that they gave me. We're going to, as soon as we step down, as soon as that microphone is set up, we're going. but
I know that's right.
but yes, it's from it's from 2:30 to 6:30 and it's free. I'm sorry you have to pay for parking. If I could handle that, I would, but that's all you have to pay is parking, or if you're taking an Uber or Lyft to get there, that's it. But get there, it's going to be powerful. I think you're right, Anna, because they're fighting so hard. That's going to make it even better.
Absolutely. And well worthwhile. So, like I said, bring pamphlets,
I
bring your
really
cards,
do.
bring everything, to go
Yes.
ahead and meet folks. Damita's organization as well, FAIR, as well as We See You, we work together. If there's something that we can mutually help people with,
We
there
do.
is not there is no difference. Like, we want to help. Right now, we have a case that we're dealing with together, and trying to help this inmate, which we posted the case. Both of us have shared the case, and that's what we do. So you guys want to connect, and you never know who you're going to need. So, again, Damita, I appreciate you for stopping in. And talking about your event. If they wanted to make a donation, is Piedmont Park allowing that or no?
Well, if they want to make a donation, they can make it to $Fair Nation on Cash App, or they're not allowing me to charge or vend or anything like that. But if anybody wants to donate to the cause, I'm not going to say no at this point, because I know tomorrow they're going to add some more fees. And from talking to me how they've drained my bank account enough. I'm going to be under the bridge tomorrow. Like, I just need money for Stop the Violence.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, at
it's
this
been
point,
insane.
I'm not even going to be scared to say it. Yeah, if you want to donate, $Fair Nation, and Fair is all caps, and Nation is all lower caps, or Damita Bishop on PayPal, Damita, I think that's the only one. Zelle, I don't even, Zelle, would that be your email or your phone number? I'm not really sure, but
I think it's
Cash
either.
App and
It's either.
okay. So Zelle would be Damita Bishop at ymail.com.
Okay.
So that's about it. If they want, that's fine. But no, I'm not allowed to charge, and we're not allowed to vend. I guess because if there's any money spent, they want to make it.
And see, that's why I asked if that was okay to give
But
donations,
if you want
because
to,
go ahead. I think we lost her.
but yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
But no, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Like you said, no, Piedmont is not allowing me to charge for the event or to have vendors come out. So that, there won't be a fee there on our part. So if there's any money made, it'll be made by Piedmont or Atlanta Parks and Recreation.
Absolutely. So, again, it's not, no one's telling you guys to. Damita did not ask me to say that. That just came to me. And Damita, on behalf of Lunchtime with Anna and We See You, we will be making a donation in a little while. So be looking for it, because
Well,
I've
thank
seen
you.
every step of what you've done, and like I've told you, you can always count on my support.
And
Um,
I do always have it. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you.
Damita, also, if you can please let them know how they can follow you or follow your pages, or how they can contact you. I'm okay with you saying that while you're on air, just in
Okay.
case they do need you as a human justice organization.
Yes, if you need me, Damita Bishop on Facebook and IG, or on also on Facebook, I have a F.A.I.R page, and it's fighting against institutionalized railroading. So of course you'll probably remember Damita Bishop. But if you need me, shoot me a message. If I don't answer it, give me another one. Just keep sending it until I see. I do eventually see it. Or you can just go straight to Anna, and she always reaches out to me if somebody needs assistance. So if
Absolutely.
you think that, but what we do is we assist you if you guilty or innocent. If your person is guilty and they didn't receive a fair sentence, if they're innocent and they're facing incarceration, we're the most successful. We're on our seventh pre-conviction case. The other 5 out of 7 have all got their charges dropped. 2 are still in court. We don't do anything but tell you what they're not telling you, and that's your rights. Um, but if they've been sitting in prison, it's a harder fight, but we fight. And like I said, that's if they're innocent and they shouldn't be there at all, or if they received an unjust sentence. Either way, guilty or innocent, we're going to help them.
Absolutely. And that's actually what I love so much about Damita, because her frame of thinking is like mine. We're not saying that everybody sitting in there is innocent or guilty or whatever. We don't care about that. All we care about is your rights, and that your rights weren't violated. That's it. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's how I'm
Exactly.
coming with the human justice organization. I actually had a murder case whom just went through appeals and just processed through. And we're just waiting on pretty much the judge's signature and the release of this inmate. And I can't wait, because I'm going to the picnic and I'm going to brag about how I helped this inmate
Yes,
when no one
ma'am.
wanted to help him.
Yes. I mean, and like I tell people, these, we're not God, and there's so many gray areas to a lot of this.
Absolutely.
I advocate for a woman who was being abused and killed her husband. I advocate for a man who walked on his stepfather, raping his sister and killed him. So,
Yeah,
not saying that they have the right to do so, but I think they've done enough time. You got to what would you do in that situation if you see an adult molesting a child and you're a child? What would
absolutely.
you do? So
Absolutely.
it's a lot of gray areas, and we just don't want our government playing God. Let God be God, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, like I said, if you guys need to get in contact with Damita, or if you guys want to reach her through me, that's fine as well. She
Yes.
knows I fully support everything that she does. And I'm going to say what we always say. Damita does not need anybody messaging her to flirt with her, as I don't need anybody messaging me to flirt with me. We're not concerned with that. We really just want to help
I
people.
should have showed you. Look, I should have let y'all see what I'm looking like right now. I locked my keys in the house, and it took my son 2 hours to come let me in. So that's why you're looking at my picture. Because they would definitely not be flirting if they saw me now. They were like, oh, Lord, what is going on?
She's kidding. She's absolutely beautiful. She is messing with y'all. She is absolutely beautiful. But um, that's funny, Damita. Damita, I am looking forward. Like I said, I have some actor friends who will be attending your event as well. They have confirmed with me, and it's all with love. Some people from the industry, and I do this with love. And a huge hug, honey, and know that you have 2,000% of my support.
Thank you, and vice versa. Love you to death. Thank you.
Love you too. Well, we'll see you guys next week on Lunchtime with Anna. I actually have Kira coming on, and she's going to talk about domestic violence. Each one of you beautiful ladies gets a week to talk about, a Wednesday to talk about what's gone on with domestic violence. Christine, what's gone on with domestic violence, and what is your story? All of our stories are different, but they're all the same, because we're a survivor. We survived. We survived the nightmare we went through, and we got out. So, with that being said, God
Yeah.
bless each and every one of you guys. We will see you guys next week. And I hope to see each and every one of you guys Sunday. Ciao.
Yes. Bye bye. Ciao.